Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is lesson 590. Title of today's lesson is The Difference Between Teenager and Adolescent. Okay, so anyone screenshot, do it right now. Let's get right to it. A teenager is clearly a boy or girl between the ages of 13 to 19. So this one's pretty clear. If the number has a teen in it, you're a teenager. All right. Now, adolescence is where it's a little more complicated. We get the word adolescence from French, from the odd part meaning to, and the alacere meaning to grow or become nourished. So that's how it kind of formed. An adolescent is a person who is going through the stage of a girl turning into a woman or a boy turning into a man. Adolescence is directly related to puberty. Now, with puberty, the focus is on the physical. So this would be, a woman maybe getting her first period, her breasts are growing, and she's physically turning into a woman. A man, a boy, his voice is getting deeper. So that's the physical part of it. Okay, now adolescence also includes the idea of mental maturity too. So puberty the focus is on physical, but adolescence includes the physical and your mental maturity. Okay, let's go on here. It is more difficult to put numbers on adolescence because different boys or different girls mature, at different ages. Some just mature faster than others, and some mature slower. I've noticed that sometimes in different countries, boys and girls may mature faster and slower too. Or within the same country, you could have people, children, maturing at different ages. That's what makes it more difficult. All right, let's continue. I have seen one dictionary list an adolescent from age 12 to 16, which seems to be the main period, the kind of meat of it. However, it can clearly vary, and there is definitely crossover because, 12 to 16, 13 to 19, you definitely got those crossover years, and this is where there still can be some confusion. Remember, in the U.S., most people consider one to be an adult at 18 years old. So even though you're a teenager, a lot of times people will think of you as an adult, and hopefully you are mentally mature by that period. Okay, good. All right, and let's look at some examples here. Most adolescents are not mature enough to handle this. Yeah, if you're focusing on the body changes and the maturity, you might use adolescence a little bit more. Although some of these adolescent examples, you could say teenagers here too. Number 2, many adolescents go through a stage when his or her face breaks out in pimples. Now again, this is the puberty stage, so you might be a little more likely to use adolescence, but it wouldn't be entirely wrong to use the word teenager there as well. Adolescents go through a stage of hormonal changes. Again, you're focusing on the body changes, so you might use adolescence, but it wouldn't be entirely wrong to use teenager here as well. In every state, teenagers are not legally allowed to drink. Yeah, now in the U.S., mostly it's 21 throughout the whole country. But this would be a strange sentence to say, in every state, adolescents are not allowed to drink. We would probably mostly, because we're really focused on the numbers here, so we'd be more likely to use the word teenager. Number 5, only teenagers above 18 years old can vote. Again, if we're focused more on the number, we're more likely to use the word teenager. It would seem strange to say only adolescents above, this age would be able to vote. That would seem strange. So teenager would be more likely, especially when you mention the actual age. He graduated from university when he was still a teenager. Yeah, it would be weird to say he graduated from university when he was still an adolescent. So with teenager, you could see, especially if the age itself, the number is the focus, then you might be a little more likely to use the word teenager. And adolescence, again, is still on the physical and mental maturity. Okay, anyway, I hope you got a better feel of when you're more likely to use one than the other. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.